After nearly 3 weeks of testimony, federal prosecutors rest their case against 3 former Minneapolis police officers charged with violating George Floyd's civil rights.
Fox 9's Rob Olson is at the federal courthouse for us tonight. So, Rob, what do we expect when the defense starts laying out their case tomorrow?
Well, what we do expect and what we learned at the end of court today is that J. Alexander King and Tou Thao do plan to take the stand and testify in their own defense. We had not heard that before. Meantime, Earl Gray, the attorney for Thomas Lane, who said that Lane would also testify during his opening statement, today says now they're not sure, they need more time to think about it. We know they'll lay out their defense that they were doing is they were trained, especially in cases of suspected excited delirium, that their use of force policies and the knee on the neck was part of training too, and that they did try to provide medical aid to George Floyd. That will be in the defense case as it comes ahead. Now, the final witness on the stand for the prosecution today, the 21st witness for the prosecution, Darnella Frazier, who took that viral video of Floyd's restraint and death. She broke down on the stand before questions even started today. After a quick break, then, she was back, kept it together, gave very short testimony about what she saw there at 38th in Chicago. By this point of the trial, though, it was nothing the jurors hadn't seen or heard already. Most of the day was spent on the prosecution's use of force expert.
Timothy Longo is chief of police at University of Virginia, where he also teaches about police use of force in the law school. The prosecution's 20th witness, he testified that George Floyd's threat to officers once handcuffed was greatly diminished. That once Floyd was on the ground, I don't think he presented a threat at all, he said. And that once he stopped resisting, I think use of force stops.
Stop moving.
And that's when, he said, Floyd should have been moved on his side, both his general police practice and MPD training. That Chauvin's knee to Floyd's neck was not justified, and that a duty to intervene exists, whether there's a specific policy or not. On tough cross-exams, defense attorney Thomas Plunkett showed a 4-minute video contained in MPD use of force training that showed a dramatic collection of videos of officers being assaulted or shot, arguing MPD training fostered an us versus them mentality. Attorney Earl Gray argued it's unreasonable to expect the other officers would throw Chauvin off Floyd, especially his client, he said, Thomas Lane, who he called a 4-day rookie. But Longo noted no one asked Chauvin to take his knee off.
Now, after the jury was gone for the day, all 3 defense attorneys made motions for acquittal, arguing that the prosecution had not proven their case, specifically as it comes to proving that these officers willfully deprived George Floyd of his constitutional rights. Attorney Earl Gray once again listing the things that his client, Thomas Lane, did to help, like calling the ambulance and suggesting they roll him on his side and helping perform CPR. All those motions were denied by the judge. Again, the defense begins their case tomorrow in St. Paul. Rob Olson, Fox 9.
All right, Rob, thank you.